set the bar too high, and compromising it is not an option. It's big.
Showmax doesn't want to see us silent. Because what is this, child? Hello everybody and welcome to the K-Maps channel. This is Kay Kritiques, a segment on this channel where we discuss all things South African television. Let's get into this behind the scenes special. So the wife is on a 2-week hiatus, and this week, instead of leaving us hanging and waiting for the episodes, they decided to waste our time. 24 minutes of my life that I'll never get back. If you didn't watch the special, it was basically Lesego Khoza interviewing the cast on the happenings of season 1 and season 2. There was no mention of season 3, and Kwenzo wasn't even in the special, yet he was in both seasons. It was basically a shorter version of Behind the Veil. Now, there are just a few things that I would like to touch upon that I did take from the special. So let's get into this rant, because that is basically what this is. A rant, nothing more, nothing less. If you are expecting something else, you can click off the video. I'm just here to vent. I'm just here to rant because you know what? Let's just get into it. So Uzikhona Sodlaka said in the behind the scenes special that the takeaway that she gets from filming or acting in The Wife was that South Africa is ready for love stories. And that is absolutely true. I agree with her 100%. I feel like we as South Africans, especially as Black South Africans, we are ready for genuine, pure and authentic love stories. We are ready for stories about Black people who love each other without those stories including or being centered around tragedy and mistreatment. I feel like we need more stories of Black women being loved loudly, boldly, and in a soft manner. And that is exactly what I thought we were going to experience with this show, especially with Qhawe and Naledi's story. Season 3, I had the highest hopes for season 3. That's why I wasn't so worried about season 1 and season 2, especially when you saw the decline as season 2 started to unfold. I thought, okay, season 3, they are going to kill it, and we are going to get the most beautiful love story, because Qhawe and Naledi in the books had the softest and the most beautiful story. But it's a major disappointment to see that being ruined and see it being turned into a farce, being turned into a joke. Qhawe and Naledi are an afterthought in their own season, and it hurts because I actually put all my hopes into season 3. Another thing that stood out to me was when one of the producers touched on the fact that the series is an inspiration of the books and not an adaptation of the books, and that they took creative liberty because the writing of a book and the writing of a script is different. And I get that, but just because you have been given creative freedom to run with the story doesn't mean that you remove the essence of the books entirely. Inspired by doesn't mean change everything. We experience too much of the show from the male gaze and the male viewpoint, and not nearly enough from the female viewpoint, whereas in actual fact the books themselves are written from the perspective of the wives and how they experience the world in which they're in. And we didn't get that. And I feel like this is why we need more women in writers' rooms. There are not enough women a part of the writing crew, and it hurts because maybe the show would have been better if they were. Everybody who always says inspired by inspired by. Yes, something can be inspired by something, but then that doesn't mean that you completely obliterate and corrupt the story to be something that it's not. Hlomu the Wife series was about 3 different women with 3 different men who fall in love, and they experience trials and tribulations together but come out on top and still in love with each other. And those trials and tribulations were enough to carry the stories and make the books a big deal. Yes, add a bit of spice here and there, but don't change the whole thing. If you watch Bridgerton, if you've never read the Bridgerton series, you wouldn't understand what I mean, especially with season 2. Season 2 was changed quite a bit from the original series, but you still get the essence of the book. Kate and Anthony being in love with each other and experiencing trials and tribulations. There are many points in time in season 2 of Bridgerton where I can point and say, I remember that from the book. Oh yeah, this didn't happen exactly like this in the book, but it did happen. Oh, okay, this didn't happen in the book, but I get it. Like, they did take their creative liberty with making Anthony and Kate's sister end up at the Isle, but they didn't take away from the actual book, the actual story, even though they took their creative liberties. And I feel like creative liberties should be in line with what's going on in the book. They corrupted so many things about the story that it's no longer fun to watch to me. There's too much violence and very little romance. And this other director had the nerve to say that this show is authentic. My brother, like, I could name at least 10 shows with the same concept as The Wife. Isbaya, Uzalo, The Queen, just to name a few. Like, the show has been declining as the seasons go because us as South Africans are getting bored because we're realizing that we're watching the same old. Like, now it's just like, if I watch The Wife, even if I watch it the following week on the Tuesday, or even if I watch on a Saturday, then that's fine. I feel like the only thing that's encouraging me to watch it on Thursdays these days is the fact that I have to film episode reviews and bring them out for you guys. But other than that, I probably wouldn't have watched season 3 as long as I have. And another thing that set me off, and it literally happened towards the end of the episode, this other director was like, we've set the bar too high and we're not compromising that. I was like, no sir, the bar that you think is so high is actually in the pit of hell. It's literally all the way at the bottom, okay? Like, the standard which we had expected, the one that you think you are not supposed to be compromising, wasn't even met. You didn't even meet our expectations. And as much as we've tried to lower our expectations to meet you guys where you were, you just decided not to even meet our lowest of expectations, our bare minimum. This hurts because this show has so much untapped potential. It could have been the biggest show ever, but we'll always just remember it with this bitter taste in our mouths. Even Kwenzo is hurt by this. Gaisang is hurt by this. Dudu is hurt by this. I'm hurt by this. So many other people are hurt by this. It's painful. Seeing your work being pissed on like this, it's not nice. But we're still gonna watch just to see how it ends. And I do hope that they have a behind the scenes of season 3, just so that we can see how it was filmed, how the characters are feeling, or how the actors are feeling, and just taking us through the emotions and maybe the reasons and justifications of why they decided to go in specific creative direction. That is the end of my rant. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Like and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so that you're notified when I drop more Kay Kritiques content. I will see you in the next one.